So as a sample-based producer, I'm always trying to kind of find a way to use the most out of the little tiny samples that I have. So today I wanted to kind of show you 2 ways I can think of why you should use stems in your production. So the first one is enhancement, or enhancing what you already have. So I have this little loop that I already kind of time stretched to match the BPM that I have right now, and the part that I would like to sample is this. And when I listen to this, there are a few things that I really like: the drums, the bass, and that little horn like dink, dink. So if I go into Logic and do like the stem splitting, I get everything that I'm looking for. If I remove everything except let's say the drums. This is the drums. This is one of the parts that I would like to sample. The bass. Pretty dope. And then these horns. So out of these, let's say 3 elements, I don't really know about the vocals, but out of these 3 elements, let's work on the bass first. So I'd like to chop the bass here. That loop right there. Now if I put it, because I already have these claps and kind of percussion, it sounds good, but it doesn't really kind of fulfill like the bass that I'm looking for. You can listen to the notes and you kind of try to figure out the key, which is, I think there is like a C something, but why do that? In Logic you can do a flex pitch, and then from flex pitch I can generate the MIDI notes based on the notes that Logic thinks this bass has. So these are the notes. So now with this, I can either use this or just use this on top of the bass that I already have. So after a little bit of kind of rearranging the notes, this is the notes that I have. I have Logic's retro synth. And the chop doesn't really need to be kind of perfect. You just need to kind of find that, like the notes. And with the bass. And of course though, after this you kind of need to kind of EQ stuff and things like this, but I think this is pretty cool. I'm going to bounce these 2 and then kind of make that the only bass, because having 2 tracks is a little bit complicated. So now this is the whole bass. I added gain to the bass, kind of put it in mono. I added Arturia's preamp to kind of make the bass sound a little bit more, and then kind of docking eventually to a kick, so it sounds like this. You see that boosts the bass like. So the second point about using stems is resampling. In most cases, when you have sample like a song, there are a couple elements that you like to kind of sample or chop. In this, I didn't want to kind of chop everything. I would like to only chop the drums. So what I can do is I can just cut the sample and drag it into a sampler, essentially. So then in Logic, of course, I go to slice mode and then it does its thing. And I can always use this in different things. As a matter of fact, I would save this. You always need some of these drums. But from there, you can just add this to the already groove that I have. Let's just play the bass. So that's what I would like. Something like this. Let's record that. So I like the drum on its own, kind of the full drum loop. So I like to kind of add this as well, kind of an accent drum. So we go like this, I guess. Of course, from there you can like do EQs and stuff like this. So a little panning, little EQ, EQing you guys the drums was like, And that's pretty much it. We need some melody though. Like I said, I kind of like this, but I don't know if it will fit in this whole thing. Let's try to find some sort of piano, I guess. You already know. And of course, one thing that was useful with the steps that we did earlier, the first step, is that now we know the key of the bass. I think it was like a C something. Alright, so I have these notes, kind of make it very short. This high note right here kind of corresponds to the bass, because at some point at the end of the bar, the bass like goes up and it kind of fits here. But this doesn't really sound too good. I think I need some sort of more processing. First thing is an EQ to remove the low end, and I would like to play with the filter. So something like a something like this, yes. All right, so I use Infiltrator to kind of have that kind of filter, kind of automation, and then I bounced everything. So this is now the sample, the piano. Let's do some processing. So I added an EQ on the kick, and also I added this Arturia preamp on the kick to kind of make the kick a little bit more stronger. And then on the snare, I added an EQ, and then reverb, these kind of things. Yes. All of this started from the bass, but since we have the stems has a lot of vocals, and there is this part that I kind of like, but I don't really know what to do with this part. Like there is a lot of vocals in there, so I think we can figure something else from there. So this kind of goes back to kind of the second part, where you kind of chop specific section of the sample instead of kind of chopping the whole song. So if I bring this into, let's say, a quick sampler, a sampler, and then I'll try to kind of get everything, what I can get from here, kind of having random chops. So this is what I have in quick sampler, and then I just run the slice mode. I kind of played around and I found like -3 is the best pitch. So I have just random words, random sounds, vocals. So let's try to find a kind of a cool pattern on this. So I found these. I think these are the one that works the best. Something like this. But of course, the best comes when you add a bunch of effects to it. So a channel EQ, kind of remove the low end. Reverb. A lot of reverb, but also I wanted to kind of have like a little bit of distortion. So I added a lot of drive to the vocal, so it kind of adds a lot of distortion. Sound like this. And of course you have your kind of regular docking or sidechain. You see? So yes, that's all that I wanted to talk about. 2 ways you can use stems just to enhance the notes and also chop specific section or specific part of the sample, not necessarily only chopping everything together. I like this beat. I will try to kind of play around with this because this beat is awesome. But yeah, that's all that I wanted to talk about. Thank you for watching, and then I'll catch you on the next one. So I guess the beat will start something like this.